today on BK Sport, we're getting into the AFL spirit, even though it's still a month and a half away. But you know, 22nd of March, Richmond Tigers versus Carlton Blues. We are gonna be there. Day experience vlog, and it's just gonna be mental. Richmond obviously always play Carlton to open up the AFL season. We're gonna be in Melbourne for that entire weekend. We're gonna get into 3 different game day experience vlogs. Oh my gosh, it's bloody exciting. So if you haven't subscribed yet, obviously go and hit that subscribe button right now and hit the little ding-a-ling-a-ling notification bell. But in today's video, we're gonna be ranking all 18 logos from all AFL teams, finding out who's the best and who's got an absolutely atrocious bloody no over the logo. We've already done this with the NBA and the NFL, so if you haven't seen those ones yet, go and check those out now. Let's see who's not up to standard, and let's see who's flying bloody high on the logo list. Another 18 in last place. Oh my goodness me, what an absolute headbanger of a logo. We've got the Gold Coast Suns. Yes, I am from the Gold Coast, and I'm not a big fan of what the bloody hell is going on here. Yes, they've got the big letters with the Suns, which rolls around the sun, obviously, with the lights coming out of it, bloody whoa. And then we've got the GC in the middle with the football. I get it, I understand it, I understand what they're trying to do here. I don't know, I just don't like it. Like the S's look like they're kind of upside down. Like, it just looks weird how there's like a short part at the bottom. You can't really do too much with the Gold Coast Suns. You know, there's a sun there, what do they do? Unfortunately, guys, I just don't like it. I just really don't like it. Number 17, and we've already started off with the 2 newest teams at the bottom of the logo ladder. We've got the Gws Giants. It's just so one-dimensional. It's just orange, which yes is their colour. Well, they do have a couple more colours, which they could have obviously implemented into this. But it's just orange. It's just like a big kind of Gatorade symbol. It obviously is a G, but straight away I think bloody Gatorade. Bloody hoping the Gws Giants are sponsored by Gatorade with something like this. Number 16, and we've got a very famous club here, the Carlton Blues. They may be very famous for their on-the-field action, but I don't think they're very famous for their logo. Well, actually, their logo is pretty distinguishable. Their logo is pretty recognisable, but it's just not, it's not out there. It's not exciting. It doesn't really get me excited about watching them, and I don't know if I want to be excited watching them lately. But the CFC, yeah, it's cool. It's cooler than the Giants and Suns, obviously. Go outside the lines, guys. Go outside the lines when you're thinking of logos, because you want something to be really out there. You want something to be really recognisable. And yes, this is recognisable, but it's just so straightforward. Number 15, we've got the Adelaide Crows. I like how they've started to implement the actual team into it, like the actual name of the team with the Crows. I like how they put that crow in. I like how defined it is, like the back of the head. I think the beak could have probably been above it. I don't like how it's been put into the back of Adelaide. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it could have been sharp. I think that the whole head could have been sharper. Number 14, and we've got Kilda Saints. It's pretty much as you're gonna get it. It's pretty much straightforward. It's Saint-like. It's got like the shield. It feels like an English kind of logo, obviously with the Saint. You get that. Oh, that one's got KFC. So Saint KFC. Now I love a bit of KFC in my life. I'm talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken here. If you're not onto the joke yet, kind of basic, and I don't think the St Kilda can do too much else with this logo. You know, it's slick. It's what it's meant to be, but it's just not going to compete with some of the other ones that can be a little bit more extravagant. St Kilda just can't be any more extravagant with this logo. This is what you're going to get. So there's nothing against this logo, St Kilda fans. It's just you can't really do too much more with it. Number 13, and we've got the Hawthorn Hawks. Could have done so much more with this. Could have done so much more with this. Like it could have had like the wings that are really kind of out there. It could have had like the claws. I think they could have done so much more with this, but they've gone so basic. Could have just been so much more extravagant in comparison to St Kilda. They could have done so much more with this, but they didn't. And St Kilda couldn't. The Hawks could have. It's good, but it could be so much better. Number 12, and we've got the Geelong Cats. I know that a lot of you guys would have been saying, you know, he's going to put this number 1, he's going to put bloody Geelong number 1, but I'm not going to do it because on this channel we try to be as least biased as possible. And I just think that, yeah, they could have done so much more as well. A cat, you know, a cat could have been really ready to pounce. I love when a logo is looking fierce. It's looking like it's ready to attack. It's scaring you. I just love when it's looking aggressive, and the cat's just not really looking aggressive. I get that they're trying to make it look like that. It's just not working. But I do love how the cat face is actually implemented into the shield itself. Like the stripes are coming straight across it. It's got the eyes, and they're trying to make it look aggressive. They're trying to make it look cool. I just don't think it's going to get too much higher. I think they could have done so much more. They could have at least had like claws. Like, you know, the Panthers, I think they could have really done something to do with that. Number 11, we've got Collingwood. Big time player here, big time player. I like how it's so slick. I like how it's got the Australian flag, obviously Aussie pride, you know, that's what they're really trying to get across. And then you've got the Collingwood colours and the black and white flag. I love how the magpies just like straight in the middle. It's looking dominant. It's looking like it just doesn't give a shit, man. It's just straight there, standing its ground, and it's telling you they own this bloody city. Number 10, and we've got the Port Adelaide Power. Even though the Power went out a couple of years ago at the stadium when they were playing a game. I'm loving the logo. I'm actually loving the logo. I love how there's just like, it's like a Titan-like kind of person grabbing a lightning bolt. It's like Zeus, and it's just ready to throw it at you. It's kind of like a Melbourne Stormy kind of feel to it. Kind of, yeah, Titan mixed with Storm. I really like it. Yeah, I like it. I think it could have been better if it wasn't just such a rectangular shape of the actual logo. Number 9, we've got the North Melbourne Kangaroos. It's pretty interesting with the kangaroo with its tail coming out the back. Obviously, the kangaroo is jumping out of the logo itself, like jumping out of the shield, which is really cool. And it doesn't look like it's ready to pounce or attack or anything. It just looks like it's in full flight. It just looks like it's really kind of full steam ahead. And then I do like how the shield is a different color to blue and white that really kind of dictates that's the shield itself behind. You know, I like this one. I think that the colors let it down a little bit, but they can't do too much with that. So I think, yeah, it's pretty decent. Number 8, Brisbane Lions. And they could have done more with it, but they still did pretty well with it. They've got the shading right. They've got the face just like dominance right. It's not aggressive, but it's dominant. It's just like, bloody hell, what are you doing here, son? I'm here, and if you come near me, I'm gonna attack you. That's what I get from that face. I like how in-depth I get. I kind of think of like a story behind the animal. I see logos like this. I've got like a story going like, he's ready, and he's ready to pounce. He's just like sitting there, ready to pounce. He's dominant. He's just like, no one's gonna mess with this, buddy. You're not gonna mess with me, son. Number 7, and we've got the Sydney Swan. I love how slick the V is. I love how they've cut off part of the V to implement that Opera House and Swan part of the logo. I just love the slickness of it. I love how straightforward it is, and I love how they've implemented part of their city, but also the name of the animal that represents their club. We're at number 6, and unfortunately for the Fremantle Dockers, they've just missed out on the top 5, the big dogs. But it's still bloody good. It's still a bloody good logo. It's still a bloody good logo. Like, give you some clap, Fremantle. I've seen a lot of people online rate this pretty down because it's just so basic, but I don't think it's basic. I really like it. It's got the shield, which is basic, but just the way they've got the Dockers and just the way they've got the anchor. I love the anchor. Olden days, it's so historical in my opinion. It's such a, just represents the Docks, to be honest. I absolutely love it. Works really well, and I love this logo. It's not bad. It's not top 5 material, but it is top 6 material. Number 5, and we've reached the big dogs. The Melbourne Demons are in the top 5. You know, hopefully one day they'll be in the top 8. They did choke it away last season. I know I'm not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. First up, I'm just going to look straight at that M, because the M really dictates the different way that the words of the Melbourne Football Club is shown. It really kind of brings out and makes you look at the name as well. The other teams, it's not really a part of the logo. This one has been included in the logo because they've actually put different colors to it. I love how the ribbon obviously comes around the shield. It does have a lot going on though. That's why it's rated a little bit lower. It's still top 5, but it's rated a little bit lower than what I would have put it. It's just got so much going on. At number 4, we've got the Richmond Tigers, the current AFL champions. They're probably still partying, and it's bloody months. Hopefully not partying as much as the Philadelphia Eagles after the Super Bowl. Let's not get into that. Richmond's logo is just so slick. It's just so perfect. It's just a ripper logo. I can't say much more than that. I love how it's used the colors so well. It's used the colors to really represent a tiger. It's just looking slick. It's looking really good. It's looking like the tiger's ready to attack you. It's got its head coming out, like the ears coming out. It's defined outside of the shield, but inside the shield, they've just done a phenomenal. I can't say much more than this. They've done a phenomenal job with this logo. Taking out the bronze medal, number 3, the Western Bulldogs. It's just a very mongrel looking logo. It's looking very mongrel. It's looking dirty. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just looking solid, man. It's like a dog. It's just like, he just doesn't care, man. He's just leaning back and he's just like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm just chilling out. You know, he could have a smoke anytime soon. He just doesn't look like he gives a shit. And I love that. He's looking like a serious mongrel. Mixture of angry and chilled out. You know, you can't do too much better than this. You can do 2 more places better than this, but you can't do too much better than this. Just missed out. I'm sorry. Number 2, the West Coast Eagles. At least he made it number 2. That's pretty good out of 18 teams. West Coast Eagles, it's looking fast, man. It's looking fast. They've really done something with the actual name, the West Coast Eagles, as well. They've got the W and the T that's really bigger than obviously the rest of it, and it brings in line the Eagles at the bottom as well. So that's really interesting. Even though you can't really read the Eagles part too much, you can still see it's there. The eagle itself, it's defined, it's slick, it's sharp. The kind of wings, it's really fast. It's looking really fast. They've done really well with the colors as well, and that's perfect logo to represent that. It's a perfect logo to represent that. And number 1, we've got the Essendon Bombers. Oh, you can't say no to this. You cannot say anything bad about this. The colours is on point, red and black. You've got obviously the bomber, the plane. It's got so much definition to it. It's simple, but it's got so much definition to it. And I love how it's just got more than what you usually think would happen. Usually they just put like the outline of a plane or something. They've actually got actual parts of it. Like they've got the cockpit area, got the tail. It's looking really defined, which comes into where the Essendon part is. Just notice that they've got that kind of that pointy part just below the E and the N there. Funnily enough, I've rated this number 1, but I think they could have done better, even more than this. I reckon they could have done something with the actual bomber itself, having like the streams at the back of it as it's flying, which would have made it look fast, kind of like the West Coast Eagles. Phenomenal logo itself, I think it could have been bloody better, but it's obviously still number 1. It's still number 1, and it's not even as good as I think it could be. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you did like it, please give a big thumbs up so that you're enjoying this content. What's your number 1 logo? What's your worst logo? You know what, just give your whole list. Put your whole list in the comment section below. I would love to see what you guys think. If you're a big AFL fan or just a big sports fan in general, go and hit that subscribe button right now because we've got so many game day experience vlogs coming back soon. Oh, it's so exciting. We're going to be in Australia very, very soon, and we've got the game day experience vlogs, which is just that's the main part of my channel. That's the main part of my channel. They're the ones that I love filming the most time to bloody get excited. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later. See you.